When you're preparing for a job interview, there are a lot of things you need to think about, from what you're going to wear to how you're going to answer tough interview questions. But one thing that many job seekers overlook is the importance of following up after the interview. In this video, we're going to discuss the two most important emails you need to write during the job interview process: the thank you email and the follow-up email. Before I continue, although I'm mainly talking about the hiring manager in this video, depending on the company processes, your main contact throughout the interview process at that company may be the recruiter. But regardless of who your main contact is going to be, these strategies will still apply. Now, let's discuss why these two emails are so important. After all, you've already had the interview, so what's the point of sending an email? The truth is, sending a thank you email and or a follow-up email can make a big difference in how the hiring manager perceives you. By writing a thank you and or follow-up email, it shows that you're engaged, professional, and enthusiastic about the position. And in the competitive job market, anything you can do to stand out from the crowd can be helpful. Now let's move to the main part of our discussion by diving into these two emails in more detail and provide you a sample template that you can use, that you can quickly customize to write thank you and follow-up emails more efficiently and effectively. The first is the thank you email. This is the email you should send within 24 hours after your last interview. The purpose of this email is to express your gratitude for the opportunity to interview for the position and to reinforce your interest for the role. Here are a few tips for writing a great thank you email. Address the hiring manager by name. Thank them for their time and consideration. Mention something specific that you discussed during the interview that you found interesting or valuable, and reiterate your enthusiasm for the role, and mention that you look forward to hearing back from them really soon. Now here's the thank you email template. Subject: thank you for the opportunity to interview for insert position name. Hi, insert hiring manager's name. Thank you for taking the time to interview me for the insert position name at insert company name. I appreciate the opportunity to learn more about the position and your team. I especially enjoyed our discussion about insert specific topic discussed during the interview. I was impressed by the insert skill, qualification, and or aspect of the company you found interesting, and I'm even more excited about the prospect of joining your team. Once again, thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to hearing back from you soon. Insert your name. Although writing a thank you email is always recommended, writing a bad thank you email could eliminate you from the running. These are three things that you should avoid when writing a thank you email. The first is, don't be generic. Avoid sending a generic thank you email that doesn't mention anything specific that was discussed during the interview. Don't be too pushy. Avoid making demands or asking for too much information in the thank you email. This can come across as pushy and entitled. Don't try to correct answers that you delivered during the interview. The interview is over. By trying to justify or correcting answers that you've already delivered in the interview, it shows a lack of confidence in your abilities. What was said in the interview is done. Let it go, because it's now up to the hiring manager to evaluate you. The next important email is the follow-up email. If you haven't heard back from the hiring manager within a week or two after your last interview, it's appropriate to send a follow-up email. This email should be polite and professional and should express your continued interest for the position. Here are some tips for writing a great follow-up email. Remind the manager of who you are and what position you interviewed for. Reiterate your interest for the role. Thank the hiring manager for their time and consideration. And here's the follow-up email template that you can customize to write effective follow-up emails fast. Subject: checking in on the insert position name opening. Hi, insert hiring manager's name. I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to follow up on my application for the insert position name at insert company name. I am still very excited about the opportunity to join your team and will be grateful for any update you could provide. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Insert your name. When it comes to writing follow-up emails, it's important to strike the right balance between being persistent and being annoying. So the question becomes, how do you know how many times you should follow up before letting it go? In general, it's appropriate to follow up once or twice after the interview. If you still haven't heard back from the second follow-up, it's probably safe to assume that you didn't get the job. In addition, remember to space out your follow-ups by at least a week. And be sure to keep your emails polite and professional. I understand the job search can be frustrating, so if you haven't heard back in a while, don't take it personal and don't showcase any negative emotion about your frustration and disappointment in the company's interview process in your follow-up email. There's a lot that goes on in the hiring process, and it may not have anything to do with you in regards to why it's taking so long to hear back. They could be waiting on for approvals. They may be still interviewing other candidates. There may be a temporary hiring freeze, and they can't bring on new people immediately. That's why I always say it doesn't matter how good your interview performance is. Unless you get a written job offer, you don't have a job. So yes, continue to send your thank you and follow-up emails, but also continue to apply for jobs as well. Keep that pipeline full until you get a confirmed job offer. To wrap our discussion up, sending a thank you email and or follow-up email are two important steps in the job search process. These emails can make a big difference in how you're perceived by the hiring manager and can increase your chances of getting the job. Remember to be polite, professional, and enthusiastic in your emails. And best of luck in your job search. If you found this content helpful, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much for watching. For more content on careers, job search, and self-improvement, make sure to hit that subscribe button.